Mourinho still not signed himself to a football club for next season. Ped?
I want him.
Everton?
Yes.
Where?
You can all laugh. You can all laugh.
You're the team in Liverpool.
Toffee.
Everton Football Club. Toffee TV.
Mourinho?
Yes.
Nah,
Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he?
nah, come on, Pep.
Dangle the carrot.
Come on,
Dangle
come
the
on.
carrot. You're just
What is
jealous.
the carrot?
Get serious
Lots
now.
of money.
Get serious.
Right. Lots of money.
Get serious.
And he gets the...
Can we address this money issue with Everton? Because isn't the guy that's bought 49.9% of the club, isn't his like net
Sorry,
worth? Isn't his net worth like 1.3 billion?
Yeah.
So that's not just cash; that's assets as well.
What the fuck do I don't know? There's accountants.
See, yeah, but like you make it sound like that your Everton's bank account has got 1.3 billion. When
No, listen.
you with me?
Sorry. I know this will be a little bit hard for you to understand, but Premier League clubs next season are going to be earning a fortune, right, without owners. The top Mourinho, right? I would love Mourinho to come to Everton.
You would love Mourinho to come.
I'd love Mourinho
No, I
to
know,
come to Villa.
I know.
But what I'm saying is, like, Mourinho to Everton is almost like it could happen. No way.
No, it's not.
Mourinho,
It could happen,
Mourinho's going to go. You look at his
All right, well,
history.
all right.
Look, hold on, Ped. Look at his history of going to clubs. He goes to clubs that have got gazillions to spend.
Hello.
That have already got like loads of things in place.
Hello.
Champions League football.
Next
Sorry.
year. Right.
Everton have got a very good team. They're going to have
Very good
loads
team.
more money. They're going to have bolstered by new owners, which means they will have at least a normal Premier League amount of money at the very least.
Do I think Mourinho will be the next Everton manager? No.
Oh, okay.
Do I think there's a chance?
No.
Maybe a tiny
No
one,
chance.
right? And I will now
And
explain.
here's why. Go on.
I just think he wants to stay in England, right? I don't think he's going to Man United. I think Man United are going to hold out for Pochettino. I think they're going to give Louis van Gaal another season, and I think they're desperate for... Because I think Pochettino has proved he's a top manager, and I think he will put something in place at Man
Mourinho's
United.
going to United.
Yeah, he's nailed
Go to
on.
United.
Nailed on.
I don't think he is nailed on, honestly. And this is not an argument for Everton. I just don't think he's nailed on.
You said earlier, in another show that a journalist said to you, Everton are not clickbait, right?
What would make them clickbait?
Mourinho's going to want to go to a place. You know him. He wants the big stage.
Yeah.
All right,
Mourinho's all over
no,
social media trends, and he's just going to go
Let
where
me
he
know.
thinks
Let me just. I know. There's no
No
disrespect.
disrespect.
I know there's no. I know
No
there's no. I know
disrespect,
you're not
but-
trying to have me off. You clearly are. But I just think that. I think he wants to stay in England, and I'm not saying. I'm just trying to put across why there could be a chance. I don't think there's many places for him to go in England. I honestly don't think. I'm honestly very unsure he's going to... If you think about all the drama he brings, look at Pochettino. He's like standing out. There's no drama with him.
United.
He works as players, and I think
United are desperate to win, to get back
I know
to
they are,
winning
but I
ways.
think
United-
also
United-
Mourinho, as we know, love him or hate him, he wins
Here's
things.
the thing about the Man United Mourinho thing is that if they wanted Mourinho, I don't see why they wouldn't have got him already. That's the thing. For me.
Really?
I have wondered that.
He's got Ava Canaro hanging over his head. So they're not going to touch him when he's potentially poisonous. Because United's about the brand, isn't it? If you think about it that way...
I think people have forgotten about that.
It's literally in litigation.
That is actually coming back up, though.
Yeah,
That
it's in
because,
tribunal
that's
now.
just-
All right,
that's gonna
okay,
be-
all right. Well, forget about that, right? Let's just say he's not going in. I just think there's not many clubs he would go to, and I think if Everton could dangle a big enough carrot and say, listen, I'd only want him for a couple of years. I'd say, listen, couple of years, come to Everton, see what you can do. What is there to lose, really? Do you know what I mean? It's not going to really. If you don't get us anywhere, no one's going to say, oh, that was a massive.
Listen, let's be honest though, and I think this is where I think you're right to some extent, is that where are the legitimate options for Mourinho? Because let's take Man United off the table just for the sake of argument. Where is there left for him to go in world football?
National Portugal.
Yeah.
He could go to Portugal, but I think he's probably a bit early
Portugal,
for
he
him.
could go back to Real Madrid. Possibly if
Could he go
with
back to
Zidane.
Real Madrid?
I think
they'd have him back.
I think Zidane might be in for the long haul.
I think they'd have if it doesn't work out for Zidane, then,
Maybe.
they're out of the Champions League.
Okay. Allow me to.
Right,
Let me
and they don't win the
let
league.
me change the rules again slightly. then,
You just don't want to see him with us. You just because you're just jealous that we took your billionaire and now we're richer than you, right? And we're gonna get
You're not richer than
and
us.
we're gonna get a stadium that floats. So fuck you.
But yeah,
floats down the river,
if you take off...
And when I say float, I don't mean on water, I mean on air. Tony Stark technology.
Isn't that hover? Doesn't it hover?
They'll all be going away.
No, it'll float for us, mate.
Probably have to build it in Qatar or something like that.
We'll
you know we're around here. You can put that, mate. You know what I mean?
So, yeah. So if you take Man United off the table, and again, let's for the sake of argument say he's been burned by the experience of going back to a former club. So you take Real Madrid and Inter Milan off the table. You're looking at maybe Juventus.
No, he's not going to Villa. Fuck off.
Would Juventus want him? Would
Leicester? Ranieri? It's been
Ranieri's got a job for life, hasn't he?
Paris Saint-Germain.
Paris Saint-Germain's a possibility.
That's a possibility. Listen, I'm not. I know this.
I just think he's going to want ready-made.
I know this is a bit farcical. I know people will be going Everton as if. I just think that it's more the other side of it. I would love to.
You're daring to dream.
I would love Everton.
You know what? Let me just say something.
You are going to say it anyway, aren't you?
No. Listen, me personally, I would love him to go to a team like Everton because with Mourinho, I'd love him to go to a team. I'd love him to go to a team where, they've got good players and he, it's not like ready-made for him, and he's going to have to take that team. But basically, his MO's been ready-made team like a Chelsea, Real Madrid, Man United, Paris Saint-Germain. I can see him going to those teams.
Do you know what though? The team they took over at Chelsea, I don't think that's a much better side than the Everton side at the moment.
They had a lot more investment prior to that, though. You think about it.
I don't think it's that much better. That's what I'm saying. I think with a bit of money, he could turn the Everton side to a really good side. And it's like you just said, it depends what he wants. But from the flip side, what I want to see is Everton, if they sack Roberto Martinez, just go, we want a Mourinho. Yeah. That's the point of view I'm coming from. I want.
Yeah,
that's
fair. Because again, Everton. To echo something that Robbie said earlier, you could go one way or the other.
Yeah, of course.
Because you've had a young coach. And it's not quite where a young idealist, you get rid of him, where do you go? Do you continue down that path? Because if you continue down that path, you end up doing what these did, and you get a Tim Sherwood who's not qualified for the job. Or do you do what, and again, not maybe us as an example sort of thing, but you go out and get an established guy who's been there. And
go and get a winner.
I heard a little rumour the other day, actually.
It'll be bollocks then.
Huh?
Not good.
I heard a little rumour could come from a really good source that Everton looking at Brendan Rodgers.
HP?
They're not. Let's just
that'd be amazing. Right on that bombshell.
There are certain people that would go have a big argument with you, but I'm just not stupid. No, there are people who want like Eddie Howe and who want Murray's back, and
he has a good manager.
And
he's not ready yet.
Someone even suggested Gary Monk on the show, did they?
Yeah.
Liam. I'm not saying.
Liam.
The less we talk about Liam, the better from a legal standpoint. I just want to see Everton, if they sack Martinez, to go out and go, let's go and get a winner. Mourinho wouldn't be everyone's cup of tea because they'd think, he rubs people the wrong way. Personally, I'd go and try and get an Emery or a Frank de Boer. I just want to see Everton puff out the chest and go, do you know what? We've got a little bit of investment now. Premier League team. Let's go and get a top manager. Let's stop fucking about with up and coming managers or go and get some.
Rafa Benitez.
Nah, he's on there. Quite literally. And Mourinho is like the top one. Mourinho's the one where
the problem you got right is that even when you say about all the money, it's going to be everyone's going to have that money next year.
No, I'm not.
That's what you have to remember. And then you look at a team even like West Ham where we played at the weekend. They're moving into a brand new 60,000 stadium.
Look at their first 11, and if they can use some of that money to keep what they've got and then add to it.
You're not,
of course.
Without Premier League,
but you're not building
Champions
up.
League.
But you're not building up a team. You're not taking Everton from 4 or 5 years ago or 10 years ago.
Robbie,
and build
you're giving me lemons and I am giving you lemonade. This is what I want to see Everton start doing. Forget about all the things you can't do. Let's start puffing our chest out and saying, you know what? Forget about all, because we get it. We get our own fans going, oh, you be careful what you know, all that shit. Like there's Evertonians that would hate. I generally think there's Evertonians that hate to see what you did a couple of years ago, where you get all the way to the finish and you just fall at the line because they'd hate that feeling of fail at the end. Oh, that must be terrible. But they forget about that journey that took them there.
The Spurs. That's what Flav was saying about the Spurs fans. Is he's almost happier not being in the title race because he's more comfortable with without the heart, without even facing
when
the
you're bobbing
possibility
round
of
8th and you know you're going to have a alright season and you're going to beat a couple of big teams.
There's a team you can support if you want that. they're called Stoke City.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get a few good players every now and again. You
But
mid-table
for a long time,
all
you
the
could say
time.
that about us, though.
Yeah,
Under
yeah,
Moyes,
exactly.
that's generally what we were.
Yeah.
We had some big wins. We finished around the top 6, then it was all right. People are terrified to actually go for the jugular and Everton need to start being bastards.
Yeah.
There's not enough bastard in Everton, and our manager now, he's like a pink unicorn, isn't he? He's just like the most fit.
He's sunshine hearts.
He is sunshine hearts and everything's rosy all the time. What we need is an absolute bastard to come in and just start.
I think you should be assistant manager, Pez.
Beating.
That's it. That's exactly what it is. If you want Ped to be Everton assistant manager, vote Ped for the ass.
This is the difference between me and him. I want the fucking manager's job, not this shit, mate.
Is Ped right to make lemonade out of lemons? Mourinho for Everton. Is it a good fit? Is it even inside the realms of possibility? Let us know in the comments below.